Did I? Did I? Did I hear the news correctly? August 27th, 2018. A day that will live in infamy. The day when Streets of Rage 4 was announced. It has been 24 years since the last time that we saw a Streets of Rage game. We know perhaps all about the various attempts that were made to bring this franchise back. There was a Dreamcast version that was apparently going to be online. Various companies, a lot of whom don't exist anymore, have tried. They made proposals to Sega which were turned down. Ruffian Games, Grin. There's been obviously fan projects, Streets of Rage remake, that gathered a lot of steam before Sega cut them off at the hilt. But now, after all this time and all the nothing that there has been for all that time, we have an announcement. We have a trailer. We have a minute-long trailer of what is apparently Streets of Rage 4. Needless to say, the internet's gone insane. So, I mean, what do we know so far? I mean, obviously, as you can tell, I'm excited of this. I mean, who isn't excited for this? I mean, I think that aside from Sonic, perhaps aside from Sonic and maybe Shenmue, which obviously there was a big release of last week, this is the franchise that everyone has wanted. And I think that perhaps Sonic Mania being so well, like old school Sonic really coming back in such a way, has certainly set the scene perhaps for Streets of Rage. Now obviously there's a lot of other Sega franchises that we would all love to see. We'd love to see Golden Axe, we'd love to see Rise Star, Comic Zone, maybe even Vector Man. We'd love to see all that, but there are very few things, if anything, that people have wanted to see more than a new Streets of Rage. And the fact that it's Streets of Rage 4 means that this has a hell of a lot to live up to. Like, this is, you know, a new Streets of Rage. This is part of the canon, obviously, so, you know, you don't want it to end up like Sonic 4 did. So, what we know is that the game is going to be published by the French company Dotemu in collaboration with Sega, and the developers are Lizard Cube, who worked on Wonder Boy 3: The Dragon's Trap remake, and Guard Crush, who worked on one of the many indie, you know, tributes for highly influenced games based on Streets of Rage, Streets of Fury, which is the one with the really fancy digitised sprites. It's got a bit of that Pit Fighter influence. So those are the guys. I mean, obviously Wonder Boy 3: The Dragon's Trap, really good remake. Streets of Fury certainly has its fans, and, you know, it must be really exciting, I can imagine, for those guys to, from a fan game that they managed to put on Steam, to now be working on, well, a new Streets of Rage game. I mean, I've got to tip my hat to those guys, you know, well played for getting into that position. But I mean, what is there to be said about the minute-long trailer that we've seen? The art style is certainly different. It's not pixels, it's all quite animated, has that kind of hand-drawn-ish look about that, perhaps a little bit anime-ish. I mean, it's not necessarily what Streets of Rage 4 is known for, but then when you look at how well things like Mega Man 11 have been received trailer-wise, I mean, I'm not personally big on Mega Man, but I can appreciate a nice-looking trailer when I see it, and that looks nice, and I think, you know, Streets of Rage 4 has similar niceties going on about it. So that seems to be the art style that they're going for. What else? I mean, there's a lot of little things that you will notice in the trailer if you're a big fan. You'll notice perhaps when Blaze Fielding is introduced in the trailer, you'll notice that just to the side there's the Pine Pot. There's quite clearly to the side of her, the side of the awesome, legendary neon bar, the Pine Pot. You know, that sort of magical place where you would really hope that you'd be able to finally go in there one of these days. Who knows, maybe we'll be able to do that in this remake. So far, characters that are introduced are only two, Axel Stone and Blaze Fielding. Alex Stone is really rugged looking now. He's got a beard and everything, so I guess this game is set in some indeterminate future aside from the original trilogy. I mean, of course, it's not like it takes long to grow a beard, so it's not like it's probably going to be like 30 years in the future. Everything else still looks much the same, including Blaze, so maybe it's just a few months away. There's, of course, a lot of the goons that you all know and love. There's Garcia, there's Y-Signal, there's Big Ben, there's a little bit of Electro right at the end. No Mr. X so far, no Shiva, nothing like that. Obviously, Mr. X, you know, you kind of think, well, surely he's dead, right? But You never know with this franchise, do you? No other potential playable characters seen so far, although I think that obviously a big reveal trailer is probably going to focus on Axel and Blaze, considering that they are the two constants throughout the entire other trilogy of games. I mean, all the rest didn't really appear in all the games, so who knows, we'll probably end up... I'm sure that we will end up seeing Skate, Max, Adam, hopefully. Dr. Zan, maybe not, but I mean, I'm a big Dr. Zan fan myself, so I'd happily see him, and who knows, maybe we'll even see Rue as well, maybe we'll see Shiva, maybe we'll see Ash. We probably won't see Ash, but yeah, I mean, the music itself certainly has that vibe, although of course nothing has been said about Yuzo Koshiro or Motohiro Kawashima. Indeed, very little has been said so far. We don't know any platforms. We don't have even the slightest inkling of a release date. All we know is that there's Streets of Rage 4 and it's coming. So it's kind of up to the rest of us YouTube content creators to... Oh, no, we're not called content creators, we're called influencers these days, very important that. It's up for the rest of us influencers to try and parlay that into a video that's 10 minutes and 1 second long. What else did I say? I mean, the general art style, like the town-wise, it does look, although it's not pixels anymore, it's all hand-drawn animation or whatever, it looks the part. I mean, the setting looks like what you'd imagine, like, if Streets of Rage was played like its cover did. That's what it kind of looks like. All the special moves are still there, you know, Blazer's bicycle kick, you get a bit of the old dragon fist, I forget the name, what Axel uses, and, you know, in general, it's very exciting. The guys who done this are mostly French, I believe. Maybe French-Canadian are the guys working on it. I mean, some people have kind of been... I mean, Dotemu are a company who have, I think it's fair to say, a fairly mixed record. I mean, they're mainly focused on retro revivals, retro adaptations for mobiles and so forth. I mean, Wonder Boy 3 is probably one of their best things. I know that there's also, like, Final Fantasy 6 as well, which they were involved with, which people were somewhat cooler on, but I mean, I don't think they've had anything on this level. So, I mean, all that there really is left for me to say, I don't think I can drag 10 minutes and 1 second out of this, is, I mean, best of luck, guys. I mean, it's a highly pressurized thing to take on, because, I mean, people have been waiting 24 years for this. I mean, well, 24 years-ish. So, you know, there's lots of high expectations, and I'm just hoping for a really good game. But in the end, I'm just so happy that Sega are kind of continuing their goodwill tour of 2018, so to speak, and bringing one of their great classics back so that people can enjoy it once again and bring it back to life. Because, I mean, for, what, 22 of those 24 years, I think all of us thought that there was no chance of that happening. So, yeah, do go check out the trailer, go check out the website, streets4rage.com, go check out, no doubt, many other YouTubers will be doing stuff on this. I think, you know, it'll probably make up a considerable amount of myself and DJ Slope's content for the foreseeable future, I think. I can imagine as, you know, more news comes. But yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. Just check it all out. You know, Streets of Rage 4 is coming and it's a damn good day. Anyway, bye for now.